Hi everybody, Adam here from the Kettlebrook Model Railway and welcome back to another video on the channel. Welcome back to a video that I was meant to get out quite a while ago, but I've been so busy with doing other things as well, I totally neglected to do it. So I'm going to get around to reviewing it today and hopefully you guys will enjoy the video as always. So without further ado, I'm going to be looking at a locomotive that we picked up about a month ago now. It's not a brand new locomotive in terms of because of its release date, but it was bought brand new on the layout. So I'm going to dive ahead and look at this amazing diesel locomotive from Accurascale. Right then folks, let's dive in then. So as I said, this is a locomotive that we've had on the layout for a month now. I did it on a layout update video. I think it was probably the January one, so that's how long we've had it. And it's been 2 months since we got it. But as you know, if you watch my videos constantly, I've just had another child, so I totally forgot about getting around to it. You can understand why. So without further ado, we're going to be looking ahead at this lovely thing. So this is the Accurascale Deltic. This is number 55004, Queen's Own Highlander. It's the Accurascale one, and I've been wanting to look at it for a while, so I'm going to be looking at it today. As you know on my channel, I don't do a lot of diesels, so this is going to be quite exciting to do something a bit different today rather than just doing on steam locomotives. I believe this model came out in 2018, so it's not brand new completely, but in terms of the market, it's still a very good locomotive, and as I say, I'm going to show you why it is today as well. So, without further ado, we're going to dive in and look at the locomotive in detail. I'm going to show you what you would get in the box if you did purchase one of these. But again, always, if you're new around the channel or you're a current subscriber, you'll know what's coming next. Here is the background information or a bit of brief history on the British Railways Class 55 Deltic. The British Railways Class 55 locomotive, better known as a Deltic, was an English electric Type 5 class of diesel locomotive built in the years 1961 and 1962 by English Electric for British Railways. 22 locomotives of the class were built, designed for high-speed express passenger services on the East Coast Main Line between Edinburgh and London King's Cross. The Deltic's gate earned their name from their prototype locomotive, the DP1 Deltic, which in turn was named after its Napier Deltic power units. At the time of their introduction into service in 1961, the Deltics were the most powerful single-unit diesel locomotive in the world, with a power output of 3,300 horsepower. The Deltics had an official service speed of 100 miles per hour and introduced the first regular 100 mile an hour diesel passenger service in Britain. The Deltics were capable of higher speeds than this and often exceeded their official maximum in service, especially in their later years, with speeds of up to 117 miles an hour. Despite their successes, the Deltics had a relatively short commercial service life of just 20 years, and from 1978 they were displaced by the next generation of high-speed diesels, the Intercity 125s. With that in question, the Deltics were subsequently relegated to mostly secondary services on the King's Cross to York, Edinburgh and Hull routes, although they continued to operate some top-link trains such as the Hull Executive until 1981. As a small non-standard fleet with high running costs, the Deltics had no viable alternative use and were withdrawn from service between January 1980 and December 1981. 6 of the locomotive were saved for preservation. In 1955, the English Electric Company produced a prototype diesel locomotive at the Dick Kerr & Co Works in Preston, officially named the DP1. The locomotive, though, was commonly known as the Deltic. The prototype experimentally used 2 Napier Deltic engines which had been developed for marine applications. These unconventional engines were configured in a triangle with an opposed piston design and ran at speeds of 1,500 revs per minute. This was more than twice the conventional configured engines, which made them very powerful related to their size and weight. The locomotive used 2 of these engines, both rated at 1,600-500 horsepower, which gave the locomotive a combined power output of 3,300 and a weight of 106 tons. In March 1958, an order was placed with English Electric for a production fleet of 22 locomotives. This was replacing more than twice that number of 55 locomotives, including 35 A4 specifics, as steam locomotives required substantial time to clean, fuel and fire, such as a reduction in number of units could be undertaken without a corresponding reduction in working availability. The full order was £3,410,000. But due to the complexity of the engine design, which needed specialist maintenance, the locomotives were purchased under a 5-year service contract, with English Electric agreeing to maintain them, including their engine and generators for a fixed price. This was British Rail's first such contract. Additional Deltic engines were produced to enable engines to be exchanged regularly for overhaul while keep the locomotives in service. With English Electric trained the British Railway staff at Doncaster Works in the techniques of maintaining the engines, and after the contract ended, they took over the full responsibility. The production of the locomotives were built at the Fulcrum Foundry at Newton the Willows. The Deltic locomotives were assigned to 3 locomotive depots: Finsbury Park in London, Gateshead near Newcastle, and Haymarket in Edinburgh. Very soon all were named the Gateshead and Edinburgh Haymarket locomotives after regiments of the British Army, from the north east of England and from Scotland respectively, while Finsbury Park allowed the North London and North Eastern Railway tradition of naming locomotives after winning racehorses. At the same time, the English Electric built a further 10 locomotives which were later classified as the Class 23 Baby Deltics. These locomotives, however, were far less successful in service, and their larger cousins were all withdrawn by 1971. The introduction of the Deltics was a step change in the locomotive performance on the East Coast Main Line. Once the entire fleet was delivered in service in 1962, the timetable was accelerated, with the journey time from London to Edinburgh cut by 1 hour from 7 to 6. In the late 1970s, the Deltics began to take on secondary roles, gradually being supplanted by the next generation of express services, the Intercity 125s, which were introduced on the East Coast Main Line from 1978. At this time, British Rail had a general policy of not maintaining a small non-standard fleet of locomotives, and when the HST's fleet took full responsibility of the East Coast services, it was obvious that the Deltic had a limited future. During 1980 and 1981, the fleet would gradually run down, with no new spare parts ordered for the declining fleet, and the locomotives were gradually withdrawn and then cannibalised for spare parts to keep the others running. Withdrawn locomotives were taken for Doncaster for scrapping and eventual stripping of the locomotives. For a time, the Deltic scrap line was a major draw for the railway enthusiasts, with Doncaster Works dismantling its Deltic engine overhaul facility. Of the 22 locomotives built in 1960, 6 locomotives survived preservation, all of which have run in preservation and have all operated on the main line, although 55015 only ran on the main line at the Rocket 150 event in 1980. The following 6 are presided as D9000 Royal Scots Grey, D9002 the King Owned Yorkshire Light Infantry, D9008 the Green Howards, D9009 Alcidian, D9015 Tullyar, D9016 Gordon Highlander, D9019 Royal Highland Fusilier, and D9021 Argyll and Sutherland Highlander. The majority of these locomotives can be found at the Deltic Preservation Society at Barrow Hill near Chesterfield. Right then, so as always with any Accurascale model, you know how massive the boxes are. I can't say it's not a bad thing, is it? Especially, definitely keeps all your locomotives properly packaged so they can't come damaged. So let's open it and have a look. Right, so in terms of the locomotive, I've already took it out of the box because, as I say, we've had it a while now, so it isn't going to be in there. So in here, you have the... not sure what they are. Someone could probably tell me what they are. I want to say the thingies were also in here as well, the nameplates, because they are etched. So I presume they would have been in there as well. But obviously, as you can tell, we've already put them on. Right, so here we have, this is the codes for the DCC, if you want to put the sound chips in. So it tells you where all the codes are, etc., where all the lights are, and stuff like that, all it comes with. We've got the running codes at the front as well. You get a full set of these, which obviously you can put on the locomotive if you wanted to. That's great. And then obviously there, it just tells you what each one is actually worth. That's really cool. Glad they've included that. Same with that one as well. That's exactly the same. So you get a nice little booklet here about the Deltic. What I'll do, as always, if you want to pause the video at any point to read any of that, by all means, not a problem. I'm not going to go through everything as well. I'll just pause it all. So I'll do it slowly so anyone wants to read it. Anyway, I'd love to know anyone actually reads these, because they put so much detail into it. Because everyone's just always excited, oh, let's just get the model out, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that they include that, I think, is really cool. So, yeah, that's the booklet you get as well. Nice touch. Here's the operating manual for the Deltic. As well, we have the spare parts page. All about the body removal, etc, etc. And then, of course, as I say, where all the parts go as well. And then on the back, we have, as always, what you get with every model about how to keep the model lubricated, about the warranty and stuff, spare parts, and, of course, the drivers that you also get with this as well, which, as I say, I believe are already in the locomotives. So, as I say, I can't show you what they were, unfortunately, but I'm sure you'll excuse me on that matter as well. And then, I'm not sure what this is, actually. Not sure what that was. Now, of course, obviously, the locomotive would have been in there, but we have already got it out, so I'm going to dive in and have a look at it then. Right, then, here we have it here, then. And this, of course, is the Accurascale Deltic. Now, there are a few things to note with this. First of all, this model is very heavy because it's a metal body. So, please bear in mind when you pick this model up, it is extremely heavy, so please do not drop it. Now, these net end plates are etched, which is very good. Which you would expect them to include that as well with the price you are paying nowadays. But as always, it is nice to have it, so I'm very pleased. Now, we have actually weathered ours, so this isn't brand spanking clean. As you can see, Dean, my brother, has gone to town quite well with the weathering, as he always does. But it's a really good looking thing. Everyone loves a good Deltic, don't they? Right, in terms of what we get detail-wise. So, at the front, as you would expect, you have sprung buffers. Very good. Pipework down the front is perfect. Very good. Lights at the front, which of course do light up. Warning codes on the side. Grills. At the top, you've got the horn with the wipers. You can probably just about make out the driver in the front as well. I believe to take the... Obviously, if you want to take the body off, there's a couple of screws underneath the locomotive. I think it's those two down there. That's to take the body apart if you want to put the drivers in. Nice, easy fix as well. Sorry, there's a bit of dust, isn't there, on that? Let me get that off. It's on the nameplate. There we go. Now, cool down here is the fact that we have a gauge that has got working on. I want to say that's to do with the diesel that's in there as well. I think they're on the Deltics in real life. You've got the bogies here, which of course have been weathered, but you've got the BR written on the bogie. You've even got the metal chains as well here, which are very, very cool down there. That's absolutely superb. You've got another one, another dial on the side of that one locomotive. Under the cab, you've got some writing there, which I presume is where it's built. And I believe at the top as well, I'm not sure if it works on DC. It's probably just DC, but I do believe the fans actually spin around as well. Now, that is absolutely cool as well. So, like I said, there's not really, when it comes to diesels, there ain't really much you can actually describe about. It's not like a steam locomotive where I can show you the cab and everything that comes inside. But, like I said, it looks really good. The other cool thing about this model is the fact that you can see inside the window there, it's actually got the word Deltic written on the engine. Now, that's a really cool touch as well. The fact that they've included that, I think, is absolutely brilliant. There's no doubt why Accurascale are the top modeler at the moment in terms of what they produce on the OO gauge side. Shout out to them. They certainly know what they're doing as well. So can't wait to see what they do when they work with Helgen and see what they do with that. Right, so as I said, yeah, the model is extremely heavy, but it's a brilliantly good-looking thing. And I can't wait to show you how it runs around because it runs around like an absolute treat. So, like I said, watch this space. There is something I will show you as well, but it's easier for me to show you when it's actually running around that comes inside the cab because you'll see it, obviously, when it's on the track. So let's stick it on the track and have a go, shall we? Right, here we are then. So what I've done to start with is I've put it the other way around because I want to show you what lights up in the cab, because if I put it the other side, it's the wrong way around and you won't see it. So let me show you briefly. So you can see there, the actual dials in the cab actually light up. How cool is that? That's absolutely brilliant. I think that's superb. Job well done there, Accurascale. They certainly know what they're doing, don't they? Right, and in terms of running, as you'd imagine, no problems with it at all. Runs perfectly fine, perfectly steady. I mean, that's 20% power and it runs perfectly fine. Nice gentle crawl as well. Superb. Yeah, dead chuff with that. Runs perfectly fine. Right, let me turn it around the other way then. Right, there we are. Let's back it up onto the. Let's back it up on then to the coat to the appropriate coaches, the blue and greys. Right, let's give it a go. Off she goes. Running very, very smoothly as always. This, by the way, is an absolutely fantastic model, and I could not recommend highly enough anyone to get themselves one of these. They'll have a run off into the run off through the tunnel. As always, with all my videos, when I do a review of the loco, I tend to let them run around for a bit, so we'll do that now. Yeah, she is running very, very smoothly. I'm not sure how hard these are to still get hold of in terms of, obviously, you can't buy it brand new anymore. Well, actually, you might be able to. If you go on Accurascale's website, I imagine they're probably all sold out, aren't they? Tends to be the case nowadays with these type of models. But like I said, if you do get yourself one of these, I could not highly recommend it anymore. I'm sure someone might actually tell me, because I know I actually was going to look at getting one of these a long time ago. I actually was going to buy it from one of the model railway shops, but the actual shop owner said he wasn't particularly keen on the model. I'm not sure why, because I've not had, as I say, I've not had any issues with this, as far as I'm aware. I haven't actually showed you the lights at the front, have I? There you go. There's the nice yellow lights running at the front. Superb. So yeah, if anyone's got one of these and has problems with it, can you let me know? If you'd let me know what your actual issues with it is, it might be something to do with the actual motors inside. But to be fair, a lot of stuff that I've got from Accurascale, I don't tend to find many problems with. Like, I know I've got a Mana, and we've got a Class 60 as well. No, is it a Class 60? I can't remember what it is now. But no, as I say, I've never had any real problems with these in the past. So I'm not sure if there's any problems. Someone could let me know what the issues they're having with theirs is. Because ours works perfectly fine. I mean, that's pulling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10. That's 10 Mark 1 blue and greys. Well, 9 if you're going to be thingy, because obviously that's not a full Mark 1, is it? But no, that is a wonderful model, and honestly, it's one I could not recommend more, everyone. So if you want to go ahead and get yourselves one of these, I will leave a link to Accurascale in the comment section, but I imagine they're probably all sold out. So if they do retool one in the future, I'm sure it's going to be as good as this one is. So watch this space at all. Now, obviously, I'm not a professional modeler, so please, if there's anything I have missed about reviewing this locomotive, please let me know in the comment section so I can improve for next time. But I will leave the video there, everyone. Thank you for watching today. As I say, it's a video I've been wanting to get out for a while, but I've not managed to do it. So I do apologise, but as you can imagine, I have been extremely busy with having 4 kids now. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed today's video, everyone. Please give this video a like. I'm not sure when I'm going to actually get this one out, but the fact that I've recorded it now means that I can get it out basically as soon as. So watch this space when it does come out, and obviously be excited to see it. So thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic day. In the future, if you want to click that subscribe button, that would be much appreciated. And please go ahead and give this video a like as well. Again, as I said, that would be much appreciated. As always, thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the future. Take care, everyone. All the best.